there were young people and there were seniors. The chief, T.P. Rees, he was famous for running a very modern, forward-looking mental hospital in those days. Practically all the wards were open. I think there were only 2 locked wards. And he allowed men and women to socialize. And I still remember one male patient who always wore green woolen gloves, walking hand in hand with a mad woman, but nobody bothered and nobody told him to take his green gloves off. The relationship between patients and doctors was also more open. One was, of course, the doctor, never to forget it, but one wasn't identified with one's persona.
Did they have groups for patients?
Groups, indeed, yes. I was built on Dennis Scott's insulin group.
They were given insulin and they
In the
lost
morning,
consciousness.
early in the morning. And then we sat with them and watched them and made sure that nothing went wrong and brought them out. If everything went well, they were brought out at lunchtime, the sugar injection, and a good feed. And this is the time when they were most outgoing and most contactable. And of course, there was a lot of physical contact, and the patients were then looked after by the nurses till they were turned over to us for the afternoon groups, for the art groups.
So in the art groups, they painted?
Yes, they drew, or they did things, but I know this was immediately taken over by Dennis and by Ronnie Sanderson. They were the ones who researched into the graphic part. My job was to see them through the morning, and I did occasionally go to the sculpting group. We had an artist from outside who came to do pottery, modeling. That was fun.
Were they encouraged to talk about what they were doing?
Not with me. I think this is where Ronnie and Dennis took over. I think they wanted to have undamaged material in order to do research, in order to be able to publish something on it.
What happened when people objected to insulin or to treatment?
I cannot tell you. It shows you how even I was slotted into a program which belonged to somebody else. I don't know whether the family had to give permission. I don't know whether the patients were fit to give permission. I think they were mostly on orders. I suppose most of them were considered to be either catatonic or recoverable schizophrenics. You force me to look upon us staff, almost more than at the patients we had. I suppose what I mainly got from Warlingham Park was the feeling that you can't just lock them up and hope that God in his kindness will do his own stuff. That you as a modern psychiatrist ought to try and mobilize them or do something. And I think they were mobilized. I think the policy of Warlingham Park was to mobilize them, to keep them moving, to keep them doing.